I'm playing Midtown Madness. And I'm playing it through a glide wrapper, as you can see by the DG Voodoo watermark. So it looks just like it should. And I've got cheats enabled. I've turned the roads to ice. My car is indestructible, and the only car that can handle these roads. And I made the bridges flip really quickly. And now I'm gonna show you some gameplay. Come on, I need the drive of my car. I'm being a jerk, 'cause I like being a jerk. I'm gonna go the wrong way, 'cause I want to, and I don't care. Yeah, let's make some chaos. Now you probably think I'm playing this on Windows, don't you? Well, let's take a look at what we're actually using. Yep, it's Linux. 32 degrees. God. Don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. 100 and something. The weather's gone bonkers. I thought we were done with heat for this year. Obviously I was wrong. At least I got this to keep me nice and cool. So, if you're wondering what all the background noise in this video is, well, it's that. So anyway, today, if you can see it of course, I'm gonna be installing Windows on this old computer of mine. Now, you may remember that I installed Linux on this, and it was full of problems, but what I didn't tell you is that Linux ran like crap on this computer, but it gave me more time to get used to it. And like I said in one of my previous videos, I ended up using Linux more than Windows, so I installed it on my main computer, and it runs great. Oh, look out. I'm doing a direct screen capture here. So, I just thought I'd show you my games collection on Linux. And as you can see, there's a lot more here than there were last time, all of which work. Most of them are Windows games. There's a few Linux games in there too, but the Windows games all work. Some of them are a little bit ropey, like Virtual Cop 2 here. As long as I don't go into any of the settings or anything, it works fine. Tomb Raider 4, 5 and 6, the controls stopped working after an update which does the Steam input thing. Disable that. Now it works fine. Right, Shatter now. Now this complains about .NET 3 not being installed, but it works anyway, so, yep. Roll Cage Stage 2, now that takes forever to load, but it does that on Windows too, so that's no big deal. Raystorm, as long as I disconnect the gamepad, it works fine, because I don't know why, but for some reason, if I have the gamepad connected, it thinks I'm constantly holding the stick in one direction. I don't know why. Ah yes, Poppy Playtime, one of my favourites. Now this is one of the ones I've got in Steam that worked right out of the box. The videos didn't play, which can really break Chapter 2, but installing Proton GE fixed that right up. Pekakana 2, now I talked about this one earlier, like how there's a Linux version but it doesn't work. This is the Windows version I've got right here. Works flawlessly in Wine, so go figure. And lastly, Midtown Madness. Where you gonna go? What you gonna do? If I run it here, I don't get any hardware acceleration, and the menu text is all skewed beyond all readability, but it does that on Windows too. If I run this in Lutris, I get a glide wrapper, I get the 3D acceleration, and I can read the menu text. So what I'm gonna do with this very sorry looking pile of junk is I'm gonna be installing Windows XP on it, because like I said before, there are some Windows games that I just simply cannot play on Linux, like Monster Truck Madness 2! And there are some Windows games that I cannot even play on Windows, like Nonsense 2000, because that's 16-bit, and you cannot play 16-bit PC games on a 64-bit OS. So I've got a couple of Windows XP installation disks that I burnt like 2 ice ages ago because, well, I don't even use disks anymore. The CD drive on this computer isn't even hooked up, so I'm gonna have to take care of that. I don't know if either of these work. I mean, they look fine, but we can see the little bit of rot there, and this one has some scratches that light can shine through. This one, however, looks in much better condition, so that's probably the one I'm going to use. If not, I'm going to have to burn it onto a USB and then go through all the finagling and whatever else I have to do to get that to install from a USB. So, yeah, but before I install anything on this computer, I think a little bit of cable management is in order. Alright, I'm going to admit it, I've cocked up here. So, I've been trimming off all the cables, trying to make them nice and tidy. I started to plug the CD drive in, and I realized that this is IDE. And although this computer is old, it's like ancient Roman old, well maybe not that old, but it might just as well be. It predates USB 3. but it's new enough that it doesn't support IDE. I mean, there are no IDE ports on that motherboard whatsoever. Can't plug SATA into an IDE socket. It just doesn't fit. So, I'm gonna have to either find a spare SATA DVD drive, or find a way to install Windows XP via a USB. Now this would have made a nice power connector for the CPU, because even though this is 6-pin and that's 4-pin, it fits in there, I've tested it. The only problem is, the polarity's the wrong way round. So where your 12 volts is where the ground should be, and where the ground should be, that's the 12 volts. It's the wrong way round. Works fine for the graphics card though. Well, that's a little better, I think. It ain't pretty, but it'll have to do. So these are just going to be decorative, kind to add to the nostalgia. And I'll just have to find a way to install Windows 10, Windows 10? I mean, Windows XP from a USB drive. That's gonna be fun. I'm on my break. Yep, this is a perfect game to play on a sunny day like this. I'd better get going. Like, that was so scary. There you go, my grab pack back. There's a headless Huggy. I'm gonna take a picture of that. For absolutely no reason at all. Hey, come on. Open the door. Hey, Kissy. You look so sad. You need a friend? Someone to talk to? Hoppy, you look so weird in that picture. Okay, so I've got Mum's laptop here, which runs Windows 10, which I'm going to need to do this. Because A, I can't be asked to boot up Windows on my own computer, and 2, I'm going to need a secondary computer here anyway, so I can follow the instructions from this video, while I'm making the Windows XP USB thingy. Boy, how I haven't missed this. Run. Haven't missed this either. Run as administrator. I am the administrator. You will do what I say. Yep, it's doing stuff. It's formatting it. Weird thing is, this is a 2 GB drive. But this is coming up as a 1 GB. And it's still doing stuff, so I'm gonna have to wait. Okay, this is on. I'm in the BIOS. I have the USB in the USB drive. I think it's gonna be this one we need to select. Yep, save and exit. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it should boot from there. Ah, it's booting into Linux Mint. That's not what I told it to do. Right, okay then. DOS menu? We want the Windows install menu. I think. Yep, here we go. It would help if I was pointing the camera at it. First step, installing Windows XP. So I'm gonna be doing this for a while, so I'm gonna be back when this is done. Alright, we've got to the Windows setup. Sure, it's taking its sweet time, but pretty soon this will be running Windows XP. So goodbye Linux. You were just too good for this computer. You were good for this computer though. You know, I'm sure I've skipped a step here, but I think this might actually go through. Well, so far so good. Haven't had to do those other 2 steps in the thing. If this actually works, this is going to be really good. I'm not holding my breath. There is one small caveat though. This computer has 8 GB of RAM. 8 GB? With Windows XP, it's only going to be able to access about 3.5 of that, because it's 32-bit. Okay, just rebooted. So let's see what it's done. Do we have XP? Oh yes we do! We've got Windows XP loading, and here we got Windows XP. Thank you for purchasing Windows XP. Oh yeah, here we are, Windows XP. What is this thing that's just appeared in the thing? Yep, we have Windows XP, everybody. All we need to do now is install the drivers, and it will be good to go. The question is, can I go online? So that's what I'm gonna do now. Excuse me while I plug this in. If I can get it plugged in. Well, that was more difficult than it needed to be. And yes, I'm gonna go online on Windows XP. The most dangerous thing you can do in 2025. Yeah, we don't even have the Ethernet controller drivers on there, so that's something I'm gonna have to go and look for. It's no problem though. I'm sure I can find those nice and easily. Right, you would not believe the amount of trouble I'm having getting the drivers installed on this computer. So I found a disk that has the drivers on it, but because I cut the the SATA power connections without thinking, although I have a spare SATA drive there, I have no way to power it from this computer, so I'm having to power it from this computer while the data part's connected to this one, just to get these drivers installed. It seems to have detected the disk. And if you would check that while you're trying to install, I'm going to kill you. Right, so we'll see if this works. Okay, it appears to be installing. The rest is up to God. This is what I hate about Windows XP, or pretty much any Windows pre-Windows 10, because unlike Windows 10, unlike Windows 11, unlike Linux, you gotta manually install the drivers. Well, I think I've got it online. Yep, I'm doing the most dangerous thing in the entire world, going online on Windows XP, just to see if it finds anything. See if we can get the weather up on this, although I don't think it's going to... Yeah, it's just too new for this browser. But it is online. Okay, so Snappy Driver's found the things that aren't installed, and the things that could be updated. So I'm just going to go install those. It should download it all and install them, and then we should have a good working computer. Alright, here we are in Snappy Driver Installer. It's found the things that aren't installed yet. And you know something? It doesn't seem to be, doing stuff. Well, Snappy Driver Installer is useless. I've gone through all of my CDs trying to find the disc that came with the graphics card. No luck. But I've managed to download a driver from AMD's own website, so we'll see if this works. Yes, install all. So I'll be back when this is done, because this looks very familiar. Alright, we might be in business. The software did not install the driver, so I'm installing it manually. And I should take bigger breaths before I speak. Okay, yes, it recognizes it. Just testing the direct 3D stuff. Good, good, good. I didn't know this had direct 3D 9. So, we've got the 3D graphics working. The only thing we haven't got working is the sound. The audio outputs are working, I just cannot get it to come through onto the screen. So this is working. We've got graphics, we've got sound, and now I've got to do the very first thing that you must do when you install Windows XP.
Time to fly my rafflecopter.
That's a law, you've got to do that. Alright, I'm copying some games. Using this old camera as the US card reader, because although I've got a card reader on here, it's very unreliable. It keeps corrupting cards. So I'm copying the games, while in the meantime I continue to use my lovely sexy Linux. Well, I think it's about time we tried some games on this. So I've unzipped I Got Some Balls. I may have to censor this because it says something rather offensive at the start. Hopefully this is the version that I edited, so it doesn't have that. Yep, that's fine. Well, we can go higher than that. Oh yeah, let's try this at 1920 by 1080. Oh yeah, here we are. I got some balls on hardware it was intended to run on. I'll just set them up because that looks kind of bleh. There we go, that's better. Yeah, I got the mother effing balls. Get on that ramp. Linux, why couldn't you have run this? Windows 10, why couldn't you have run this? Windows 7, why couldn't you run this? See if mini car racing works. It's about the only good thing E-Game's ever released. Thing is, as I extracted this from a disk, it might not work. I might need to install it properly. Oh yes, it totally works. Alright, what's gonna be my... You know what? I'm just gonna call myself Digger. Yep, that's fine. Wait, caps lock is weapon 3? That's a bit stupid. I'll change it to tab. Yeah, this totally works. Let's go to new championship. I like the graphics on this, even though it does look rather dated, because it is. Are we, alright, we'll go easy. I like the easy life. Bit loud? Okay, we can have it a bit louder than that. Just so we're not simulating an earthquake, that's loud enough. Don't I got any weapons at all? Oh sure, you got weapons, but I don't get any. Man, it's been years since I played this. Hey, don't shoot me, I can't shoot you, I can't shoot anyone. And I'm about to explode. I'm concentrating. What a finish! I came 4th. Let's see if Super Adventure Awesome Extreme runs. Now I couldn't get this loading on a virtual machine. I did get this working on Windows 10. And I did get this working on Windows 98. No, this one just doesn't want to work. Windows 98 runs this. Windows 10 runs this. Windows XP, why can't you run this? Is this another one that I cannot play on anything later than Windows XP? Do we really need to see all this? I've just discovered something which I've only just discovered right now that I can run. Like, only just now I've discovered that. I've got nothing I can throw. Stop that. I'm not falling down that pit. I'm not stupid. I know it's there.
Molly don't move when he's desert bound. Don't worry. I got it under control. Here's a damn snapshots you want. Excellent. Surrender.
Excellent.
Ah,
Yes.
Tasty.
Smithers, release the hounds.
Fang, what is this? Whoops.
Right away, sir.
I'll take them. If you look over here, you see that Tamale is far from our top secret facilities. Regardless, in approximately 6 minutes, our forces will bury him like a busted shoe horse. Excellent. Now go and kill him until he is dead. It's hot Tamale out here.
It sure is.
I'm in Tamale. Now he's alive.
Now let's see if we can play 16-bit games on this. Even though this is a 64-bit computer, we're running a 32-bit OS. Let's see if Nonsense 2000 works, which is 16-bit. Oh yes, it certainly does. Another one I have fond memories of. Are you gonna get to the next screen? There's the good times here again. What? What? Why are you not jumping? Oh, it's control to jump. Not this time. I did it again. I pressed up to jump. Okay, I'm gonna do some Sonic and Sega All-Stars racing. First, I've got to apply the no CD crack. So, can you just rename that? I'll rename it to OG Sonic. You know, that. I'll take this, put that there, and we should be able to play. First of all, I'm gonna go into the config, make this look all nice and good. Let's go all the way up to 1920 by 1080. Widescreen, of course. Let's put all of this on high. And this will really test the graphics. I don't know why it's not filling the screen, but I don't really care. Might have to apply some overscan. There's my little tailsy. Alright, new game data. Can I just use the keyboard for this? No, of course you're not going to let me use the keyboard. This might take a while. Enter. I'm just going to be Misk. Where's my little tailsy? I know you're in there. There you are. Now I don't want to go for a test drive. Let's just do a single race. Make sure this works. Well, we've got to be Tails then. I should mention that I don't know what the keys are on this game, because I've got my gamepad connected. Shush, I'm talking. I just have to figure out what the keyboard buttons are. Hope this accelerates, and it isn't. I'm not moving, and I cannot get out the race. Okay, we'll have to set up the keys. So what the hell have they set up as accelerate and brake and everything else? Options, controls. D is gas. Well, I don't know how to change the controls. This is weird. No, controls, come on. Let me adjust the controls. I'm so installing the gamepad driver and playing this on the gamepad next time. Okay, D is gas, this item, home. This is so gonna screw up my gameplay. I wonder if we can do it in the settings. Right, let's try again. Single player, single race, Tails, Wheel Lagoon. So apparently D is accelerate. S is the drift and tricks. I mean, who set up these controls? What the frick? I've never seen one of those before. Now this is running perfectly on here. There's a little stuttery now and then, but that's normal with this game. What use is this even anyway? It just puts like maracas in it. I really don't get what that power-up's supposed to do. I've got to get used to these keyboard controls. Gotta install the gamepad drivers, and it should be me. Yeah, little plastic monkey, I'm better than you. Wait, we're on lap 3 already? Okay then, well, I'm gonna end the video here, because I've got a ton of editing to do, so, in Linux of course. So, until next time, goodbye. Yeah, what he said.